안녕하세요. 합니다. 저는 오늘 포럼의 사회를 맡은 기후변화센터 최지원 사무국장입니다. 세계 환경의 날과 연계하여 진행되는 플라스틱 오염 종식 시민사회 포럼. 환경분야 시민단체와 시민들이 모여 플라스틱 오염 문제의 심각성을 인식하고 이를 해결하기 위한 실천 방안을 모색하기 위해 열린 대화의 장입니다. 평소 플라스틱 문제와 그 해결에 관심이 높은 분들이 많이 참여해 주셨는데요. 그만큼 서로의 실천에 대해서 들어보고 또 생각을 나눌 수 있는 의미 있는 시간이 되기를 기대합니다. 그럼 본격적인 행사 진행에 앞서서 오늘 플라스틱 오염 종식 시민사회 포럼을 주최하신 한국환경산업기술원 김영기 원장 직무대행님을 모시고 환영의 말씀을 청해 듣도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 따뜻한 박수로 김영기 원장 직무대행님을 맞아주시기 바랍니다.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. This is Kim Young-gi, the acting president of Korean Environmental Industrial Technology Institute. First of all, I would like to welcome all the active civil organizations and activists who are attending today's Civil Society Forum to Ending the Plastic Pollution, and also Director General Seo Young-tae from the Ministry of Environment and all the relevant officials for taking out your time out of your busy schedule. As you all know, Korea this year has hosted the World Environment Day in 28 years. And in line with this year's theme of eradicating the plastic pollution, we have been unwavering in our effort to practice the global actions. As you all know, plastic has given a lot of efficiency and convenience in our day-to-day life, but from its production to usage to post-plastic pollution, it is wreaking such a havoc on our planet Earth and also our humanity's health as well. All the shores and seas are filled with waste plastics, such as plastic bottles, and our marine creatures are pained because they're stuck with the fishnet, and turtles have their nose stuck with the straws as well. So plastic is creating such bad impact to humanity and the living creatures. Based on this experience and perception, I think this is the right time for us to take actions to eradicate plastic pollution and reach net zero plastic. It's the role of the government to craft the right policy and for the companies to be at the forefront of developing technologies and productions to circular economy, and the actions of the citizens are required in their day-to-day life. As we talk about and hear stories and thoughts about the citizens on plastic, I hope that today's forum will be an opportunity to have more substantive discussions on our actions to end plastic pollution and have commitments to practice plastic zero society. Last but not least, I would like to once again sincerely welcome and appreciate all the attendees who have come to join this forum out of your busy schedule. And I once again hope that our discussions from today's forum can lead us to our actions to end plastic pollution in our life. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your wonderful welcoming speech. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Seo Young-tae, Director General for Green Transition Policy at the Ministry of Environment, who will help to prepare this World Environment Day event on June 5th under the timely theme of ending plastic pollution. To deliver a congratulatory address, please give him a big round of applause. Good morning. It's quite a way from this place to the podium. Let me introduce myself. I'm Seo Young-tae, Director General for Green Transition Policy at the Ministry of Environment. There are various departments in the Ministry of of Environment concerning the water management and others. The other department, mostly they are working on the regulation. So at least certain regulation we need to stick to. For me, for my department, we are listening to the voice of citizens and then translating into the policy and then support the citizen activities. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Seo Young-tae, Director General for Green Transition Policy at the Ministry of Environment. The topic that I want to discuss today, out of the different topics, it is the ending the plastic use, plastic waste. So I can see that many young generations, so it's very meaningful, also very much heartfelt situation. In front of me, also we have a young activist. So our environment ministry has been making a lot of efforts to end the plastic waste, and also we enacted the Circular Economy Transition Promotion Act in order to implement, so we tackle the plastic pollution. In fact, plastics has been widespread in our day-to-day lives, so the attitude toward the plastic has been very much various. There are various methodologies to end the plastic waste. So sustainable results should be coming out. So in order to make that happen, our activities should be sustainable. So we are going to have a rolling mic, and also we are going to listen to the voices of the people who are making their lives different by acting together. So this is not an event, the forum to boost what we did. Rather, we're going to share other good activities and practice together. 15 years ago, I met people who are doing the green activists. So sometime later, it became turned into the certain better side. So some people said that I use the vinegar rather than shampoo. And so last person said that he didn't have any refrigerator because in order to remove any waste. So he won the first prize. And then we also recommend this as a best practices of him. Some generous citizens hear that, and then it sounds a little bit weird, living without refrigerator. So I believe that our practice should be step ahead of others. So if you are just going along and lead, it might there are not many people who are following you. So I hope that this is a very important discourse place to share the good practices together, and also working together shoulder to shoulder. Not somebody is going alone and leading alone. So this is a place where we share the voices can become the starting point for the new policies and action. And at the ministry, we will not just sit back and listen. We will work to ease the inconveniences in your daily lives. So I hope that this will be a good opportunity. Thank you very much.
국가님 정말
Thank you, General, for your insight. There are people who are going forward and who are going backward, but what really matters is that we join action together. So we'd like to kick off today's forum. So let us start our civil society forum as the first order of today's event. We have a lot of attendees here at early in the morning, but those who were not able to attend here, there are a lot of citizens who are active in their daily action to end plastic use. So we have shown you the map here on the screen. So as you can see, before we marking the World Environment Day for the past 15 days, we have asked each and every citizens to upload their day-to-day plastic-related activities. I would like to share all of them, but due to time constraints, I would like to share stories of the 5 people. So first story came from Gyeonggi Province with a nickname of Project 1907 from Anyang City. So this person was able to know the Project 1907 brand and has been active in environmental protections action through its consumption. So this person wanted that eco-friendly is not just a slogan, but it will be an opportunity for every person to practice small consumption actions to attain zero plastic society. And next story came from a person with a lot of concerns from Jeju Island. The nickname with a man with a lot of concerns. So he has a monthly activity to do vlogging around You Tomorrow beach in Jeju Island. So he has made banners like you see on the screen, and he once again wants everyone to be more frugal in their life, and that we'll see more retailers and refill shops that use multi-use vessels and containers. That was Mr.'s hope and dreams. Next story came from Iksan from Jeonbuk province. This is from Shin Yurim. Yurim has been actively engaged in vlogging to collect waste around Wongang University campus because there are still a lot of people who are taken away by using plastic cups. So with Yurim and just like Yurim and other friends, she hopes that everyone can use tumblers whenever they need one. And next story came from a person named Jang Baguni from Gyeongsang province. So whenever this person goes out for groceries, always grocery and shopping bags are held because this person believes that these small actions from our day-to-day life, like holding the grocery bags and tumblers, can make huge actions in our society. The last story came from a university student from Hansa University. The student once used a lunchbox to not use the disposable plastic box, but thanks to the welcoming reactions from the restaurant owner, the student was able to use it more often. So the student wants that more and more people use these multi-use vessels so that plastic-less meals can take root in our society. Due to time constraints, I cannot share more stories, but just note that a lot of people are active in their actions to eradicate plastic use in their life. I hope that in the future, the map can be filled with a lot of actions from citizens to attain zero plastic society.
So next we will take some time to hear from you, the citizens who have joined us today for the Civil Society Forum to end plastic pollution. So for your active participation, we also prepare some special segment called Bingo Talk, where we have a friendly and engaging conversation with the participants while reflecting on the actions we take in our daily lives toward a zero plastic lifestyle. Have you ever heard of this the game? Do you know? You don't need any introduction how to do that. So let me introduce this game. So you can see the square and the screen. You can see that the action in the and also near the numbers and behind the numbers there's action, so you can check. And then if you fill all the one line or a diagonal line or also horizontal line, if you complete one line, so you can complete the one line of bingo. So Bingo Talk is an interactive activity in which we fill out the bingo board based on stories and experiences shared by citizens. Each scale represents a specific action for reducing plastic use in everyday life. So let's fit in the bingo. So you can see the various actions. Please show this bingo board. So filled with the various actions you can take in your daily life, move toward a zero plastic lifestyle. If you have already practiced the actions shown in the selection bingo square, you can help us complete that square by raising your hand. So at the end of the forum, those who actively participate will receive a zero waste kit at the registration desk, a small gift to support your zero plastic journey. So the packaging, it looks very beautiful. This is not a plastic. This is a clothes. So anything that you need in your home is here. So please actively participate and get this gift. So as you can see on the screen, the bingo board has 16 numbers in total. So now we would like to give someone in the audience a chance to choose which number to open. Is there anyone here today who thinks they might be the youngest person in the room? So please raise your hand if you think the youngest person in this room. Please raise your hand. Hi. Who's the youngest? Yeah, I can see someone raising hands. Don't be shy. So don't be shy, and then you got the microphone. So what is your favorite number? So please speak the number here in the bingo board. How old you are? 8 years old, so pick the number 8. So when you leave this hall, please get the gift. So please let the desk people know that you are the one who called the number. So open the number 8 using the bags. So purchasing bags, not a plastic bags. So many people raise their hands. Oh, suddenly, yes, I can see someone raise their hand high. So those who were the white, a woman wearing white one. Hello, my name is Song Jung from Booyoung. So reusable shopping bag you are using now. So you are proudly say that you are using that. So please let us know how you use this. So using the reusable shopping bag is not an difficult one, but sometimes it is a little bit hassle. So when I drive a car, always I bring the shopping bag in the reusable shopping bag in my car. So sometimes you just accidentally drop by the market. So it is quite a waste to buy the plastic bag every time I visit there. So that's why I always keep the reusable shopping bag in my car. So if please give your advice how to use reusable your shopping bag. Well, can you give us a tip of advice? So if you throw away the plastic bag and then it will get back to the environment, how long does it take? Please think about this once again before you use the plastic bag. In that case, you are likely to use the reusable shopping bag more. So in regarding the using of reusable shopping bag, I believe that you must be very much proud. That's why you raise hand high. So please also fill the bingo board, and that this is a precious time for you to keep the earth clean. So yes, we circled number 8. What about next one? Please choose another number. So in order to fulfill the bingo board, what would you like to do? And what number are you going to pick? Number 6. Please open the number 6. This one, I think for a week, not just a day, for a week, not using the disposable item, single-use item. So I can live for a week without using a single-use item. So I can see someone and also some children. So the one who raised the hand first, the one in the blue. So please introduce yourself. Hello. Hello. My name is Ojesak. I am a student in the Jeju University. I'm the freshman, and also I'm studying in the nursing department. So before I entered college, I was working as an influencer. So I was also involved in the promotion of the environmental item advertisement. So for the challenge video clip recording, I was living without single-use item for a week. It was not difficult than I thought. So I use. So if you prepare the reusable shopping bag in the March, you can also not use the single-use item. Also, I happened to have a conversation with the staff that I said I'm not going to use a plastic bag when I put the fruits and other fresh items in my bag. So also I do not use a cotton swab, and also I explain my behavior to the people surrounding me at the time, so I can understand. So I heard that you were working as an influencer, so that I expect that you are the one who used a lot of single-use item, but turns out it was not. And then also you said that it wasn't difficult than you thought. So as you said, that staff members and others, you need to explain this when you avoid using the single-use item. So maybe sometimes you might come across certain inconvenience items, or somebody look at you some sort of weird person. Have you ever experienced that before? For this kind of issues, when I discussed this, I talked about this to people. I have my own position, so some people might feel the sense of guilty, and also I might look better person, and also the other would be the person who destroy Earth. This kind of attitude should be avoided. Though the outcome that I really want to expect is that the people do not use single-use item or plastics. But if I have a different attitude and then making the other people look bad, it might cause certain the debate or dispute. So I need to maintain my tone and manner, and then this is only me to use that. So, and turns out that people might like to mimic me, follow me. So I think that is a better idea, better attitude. So it's possible I'd like to tell this in a soft way and then mild way, and then it's okay for you to use a disposable item. For me, I will not use a disposable item. That's a good advice. So when I do the relevant activities, what is the most important thing is that they creating certain sense of guilty and then also sense of anxiety. We do not want to create this kind of attitude. So we do our best effort, but it is not enough. If we force people to feel like that, maybe some people might give up. So we need to infuse the message of a positive thought, a positive idea. But you already knew and you already experienced. You already know about this from your experiences. I can understand. So it is not that you are feeling you are not superior to others. You just have a different attitude, and you made a better choice when it comes to the keeping and protecting our environment and our Earth, so that you can make the difference in the world. Thank you very much for your activity.
외쳐주시면 좋을 것 같아요.
So next number, please. Number 5. Please open number 5. Flogging. So we are in Jeju Island. I see a lot of people raising their hands high. So for those who have actively engaged in flogging for more than 3 times, I think maybe a young person from the seat. Maybe you two can talk each other as well. When did you guys practice flogging for more than 3 times? So there is an environmental group. So on every weekends, not every day, but maybe once a week, I go out to pick up the waste on the sea, either on the sea or on the land. I think we usually go out to Hamdeok Beach most of the time. So you do weekly activity to pick up the waste through flogging. So what has changed compared to your pre-flogging life? So I didn't know that we get a lot of waste on the sea. And I got to realize how big amount of waste we have on the sea. So with flogging, Do you feel satisfied or happy when you see those waste go away? Yes, it makes me feel so much satisfied. That's why you go out every week, I guess. So it seems like your entire family is doing vlogging. Do you also spread the word to other people so that they can join you as well? I don't go out there with the family. I just go there and joined by the environmental group, not the family members. Yes, this young lady is actively engaged in environmental activity and group activities that make small changes in her life and find meaningful joy in the life. And the fact that she practiced this at a very early age probably makes me feel that she will become a very mature adult. So the waste maybe has been, compiled because someone else has thrown them away. Do you want to share any thoughts to them? So I hope that people do not throw away the waste on the sea. Rather, they can throw them away on the trash bins or maybe recycle bins. That's my hope and dreams. So the boy has spread the word of the importance of recycling in our society. So maybe we are one step closer to bingo. So let's choose another number. Which number would you like to say? Number 7, please. Yes, the number 7 will mark one bingo line in the boards. Number 7 says removing the PET bottle label. Has anyone tried this before? I think many people can probably raise their hands. I would like to indicate a child, a young lady with a purple shirt. I would like to hear her story too. So I have a brother and we do recycling once in a month. We do this alternatively, and there is a clean house near my home, and there is a cleaner that always recycles and removes the plastic labels. And whenever I see him, it makes me feel like, it will be probably very demanding for him. So that made me feel like I should remove the labels beforehand so that I don't give any burdens to him. So for those households with the young kids or children, it will be a good educational opportunity for them to let them know the importance of recycling by letting them do this recycling. I thought maybe they do it weekly, but I think the family here is very strict. They do it by once in a month. So why do you think, when you saw this cleaner removing the label, why did you feel like he seems to have some demanding jobs? Because he had to deal with a lot of waste and it seemed a little risky or dangerous. Okay, I see. So for people to easily remove the labels on the plastic bottles, what actions do you think is required beforehand in terms of production process? A little difficult question, maybe? Have you ever thought that maybe it will be better if the products can be easily removed in terms of plastic labels? There are bottles that have 0 labels, so I hope that we see more and more of those products. That was my expectation. Wasn't exactly my expectation, but I was surprised to hear her answer. That's exactly the answer I was looking for. So if the products from the production process can be produced with easy removable labels, it will relieve the burdens of the cleaners, and we don't have to maybe recycle in the first place. So starting from 2021, as for plastic bottles, we have been recycling in a separate way, but if the bottle does not have a bottle, it will be easy for people to separately recycle. And then if they collect those products at once, it can actually be transitioned into a product that are easy for recycling. So the Environment Ministry actually does that, but we also find some difficulties along the way. So I hope that companies understand this situation and take into consideration when they produce these bottles so that we can minimize the consumption of those products. So we have already finished the first bingo in the board. Let us give each and everyone a big round of applause and move on to the next. As we have organized this forum, we have made scripts and imagined what kind of discussions that we have or what kind of back and forth we have. It was above my expectations to hear stories from children here today. It was very lively and joyful story from everyone. So which number would you like to pick next? Number 3, please. Number 3 says sharing and donating the products that we don't use. So I would like to indicate a person with a cap at the very back of the from the stage. Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Sumi from Jeju Halla University in Nursing Department. I am attending the lecture from one of the professors, which led me into highly paying attention to recycling and plastic. So I have actually donated a lot of books I used back in my high school times, and as for clothes and books that I use rarely, I don't try to throw them away. I just want them to be donated to people. Thank you. So I think we have a lot of attendees from Halla University in the nursing department. As this forum is being held in Jeju, we have informed this forum to a lot of students and residents here in Jeju Island. So once again, thank you for your attendance. And the fact that she has been donating and sharing the books and clothes that are rarely used is something that we can actually apply to our life as well. But in the first place, we consider whether these items might be beneficial to others. So that's why we are a little bit reluctant in the first place. But as we heard from the students who have actually leveraged this into a practice, kind of made us feel more motivated too. We do have a lot of sharing and donations events, but there are also platforms that actually help us to do that as well, like carrot. We do carrot. That has become even a verb in our society, and that has firmly become the culture in our society, especially amongst the young generations. So because we believe that these might better the life of others, so I hope that this culture of sharing can take root in our society. And for those who haven't practiced sharing or donation before, what kind of advice or tips would you like to give to others? Well, to be honest, for those items that I don't use, I always thought to myself, maybe these items might be beneficial to others. It's not that those are not be beneficial because I don't use, but these can be used by others too. So this is the basic or fundamental thought that will help us to have more sharing or donation in our society. So she just said that donation and sharing is not something grand. It's something that we can do easily. Or maybe we can share one more person.
Next, please. Yes, please deliver a microphone. So I did sharing and giving. So character figure that I used in my childhood, I gave this to the younger colleagues, younger students that I know. So character figure is something that you feel precious about. So how come you came up with the idea to give this? So when you are growing up, sometimes you are losing your interest to certain character figure, for example. So there are different age range to like certain character figure, like the Bororo. And what was it, the character figure? What was it? It was not in fashion, but I cannot understand what it was. So I understood. So after sharing and giving this the character figure, how did you feel about that? So just something that I did not use longer will be something necessary for others. So now you realize that you're not giving away a certain item. Rather, before you giving the drawing away, you have chance to think about that it will be something that can be used for others. Yes, I did. I do. So the items and materials, you feel it is no longer used for you, but is later it is good for somebody. So I hope that this kind of a attitude you can keep and then growing together with this kind of idea. So in order to fill the bingo, we're going to move to the next number. Could you pick the number? I will choose number 11. Yes, we can. Number 11, open the number 11. We are quickly filling the bingo. Yes, we have many people who are raising their hands. So I use tumbler for cafe. So those who are abstraining from using the plastic bags, also plastic cups, and also there are many people who want to reduce the waste. I could see also the tumblers on the table in this room. So please raise your hands once again. So let me give a chance to those in the front. The one in the third line, let us have a talk with her. Hello. My name is Jeon. I'm a representative of the Civil Society Group. So you are very active in the Jeju Island. So it is the 지구별 약수터. So how do you feel about this tumbler? So this is a Earth Star Mineral Spring group. So Jeju is very famous for the quality water. So it is also available in the market in the bottled water. But due to this bottled water, you are also accumulating the waste plastic bottle in the home. So we need to reduce this, and then so that rather than using this kind of bottle, why don't we use a tumbler? And also in Jeju Island, tap water and any water all good. So why don't we bring this tumbler together with you so that we can reduce use of the plastic bags? And also I ask people that whether it is good for them, and then also if there is any chance that we provide this for free, maybe many people. I heard that many people are open to this, and this plastic bottle bags, a water bottle is the source of the microplastic. So even though we pick up a lot of garbage and trash in the beach, it is not the end of the plastic waste. So we need to use this kind of a reusable tumbler and drink water, and then we protect ourselves from the microplastics. I feel nervous about this. Thank you very much. And I think this is something that we can think about in the campaign, because in Seoul, it's not likely that we bring a tumbler together and then earn some fresh water, but it is only possible in Jeju Island. I believe that this kind of a campaign is something that we can only witness in Jeju Island. And also we receive certain requests from the other region. So Environment Department, the Gyeonggi provincial government, they also asked about this. because they received certain civil complaints from their citizens who saw this kind of campaign in Jeju Island. So I believe that the tap water in Korea is all good for drinking. So it's not going to be limited to Jeju Island. Maybe it could be widespread other reasons. So we need to prevent this trash in plastic bags at source, so that will allow us to do that, on the day-to-day lives. So I believe that we have tap water, and also there is a local brand of tap water available in each region. So so we created this, and then we can also, there are also people who introduce this saying that tap water is safe. So Korea's filtering technology is well advanced, so tap water has been known to be safe. So rather than just bottled plastic bottle, we can use tumbler even when we drink the water. So I believe that using tumbler for drinking water, I believe that it will be a good campaign. Also hope that this will be widespread across the country. Thank you for your good idea. So now we have another strong number. For me, I am very curious that there are a lot of people who raised these suggestions. But what was the last question that was selected? So that's why I'm going to go further down to the last number, 16. So let us open the number 16. So it didn't like that. We didn't rank any the action. So have you ever purchased the items made up of the waste plastics? Yes, we can see. I could see that someone raised a hand actively. So I'm going to give him another chance to the people, different people. Hello. There are a lot of students from the Jeju Halal University. My name is Junseok. I'm an instructor and professor at the Hotel Management Department. So I heard that there are many people from the nursing department. So I hope that there will be a lot of people from our department. And I'm the one who was introduced as the gentleman who has a lot of worries. So I'm here with my son, and also I want to share my idea. One thing is that when it comes to plastic, you normally think about the earth and the clean earth and then protecting earth. So if we do not use the plastics, it's likely that we protect and take care of the earth. But turns out that it is for us. So not using the plastic is for us. It's the burning in my house, not the burning in the other house. So it is the bingo 16 is about the using the item made of the waste plastic. But for me, I do not use plastic items. So plastic is a kind of a multi-purpose item that you can use for everything. But if you are too greedy and about this use of the wonderful material, it is sometimes it's to go too far. So my sunglasses and other items from head to toe, there are a lot of plastic items, and also there are a lot of plastic items in my house. I don't think that I can get rid of this until I die. So I need to figure out what the plastic items that we have in the house, and then we need to take the responsibility for each of them. And also there are many things they stick in the nooks and corners of the earth, and also places. So if we restrain ourselves from using the plastic items, I believe that it is for us, not for earth, not just for earth. Yes, thank you very much. And also for when you introduce yourself, I understand that you are the gentleman with a lot of worries, and you. So with that, and also I'm from the NGO. It's a national NGO for waste plugging activities, and also we have a representative in each region. So he also introduced himself that the teaching at college. So people have their own main job, and also they have a civic activities like the environment activists. So in a very organized way with their groups, they create small groups and then working with the groups and then do the plugging in your neighborhood. I mean the sea, beach that you live nearby. So you making these differences through this kind of activities, and even though the students from your department are not here, but hope that many students from your department also join this kind of activities. And we have too many items in our house. I think less item is better. So, but sometimes you have an tendency to buy something beautiful. I understand. So maybe you can share the items that you do not use longer anymore with others. That would be better. Possessing something is you feel better when you share something rather than possessing something. So this is all for the earth as well. So we need to maintain and keep our earth intact through our activities. So when I have a conversation with the citizens, I cannot feel how time flies so fast.
So we are at the crossroad whether we can finish this game or not. So I would like to pick number 12. So you're not helping me. So please open number 12. So number 12 says, I bought items from zero waste shop. I do know that in Jeju Island we had a lot of zero waste shops. It seems like many people have purchased some products from those shops. I'd like to point a lady here with a pink shirt. Greetings. My name is Booyoung from Korea Tourism Corporation. I'm here with my kids. So when it comes to the zero waste shop, I here reside in Seogwipo City, but we don't have a lot of zero waste shops in Seogwipo area because we don't have that many shops here around my neighborhood. So whenever I visit Jeju Airport for business trips or weekends, I can go and visit some of the shops. So the same goes to refill shops as well. I think it's better if we have those shops around our neighborhood, just like Hanaro Mart. So if those shops are actually located within those supermarkets, I think people can easily have an access to those shops. And everyone said we have our occupation, we do have our jobs. But in our day-to-day life, we do practice a lot of zero waste actions. But I think that has a big leverage in our society. So on my next end, I'm here with one of my colleagues. We actually were surprised because we didn't know each other, that we actually had a sit here together. So we are currently engaged in a lot of activities and projects in Byeong area. And one of our initial goals was to, as for events, we wanted those events to be completely zero waste. So when we embark on the events, of course we have to produce a lot of banners and placards, but we don't do them basically. So, my kids are before me, so would you like to maybe raise the packages and the banners? So as you can see, all the banners are produced by children by using waste box around their neighborhoods, and they can actually produce the necessary items through waste packages. So, and also when you operate the events, we have to actually serve the meals to people. But in Jeju City, we have multi-use vessel projects. So in April, we had to serve 150 portions and deliver spoons and up to 150. But it was very cheap. It was around 12,000 won. So I thought we missed one digit zero. But it was actually the right number because it was supported by the Jeju local government. So what I want to say is that if we can practice not wasting in our day-to-day life, it can have a huge influence in our society and across the board. So that's the message that I'd like to share with people here. That's all for me. Thank you. So if we were to choose number 15, I think we're not able to hear this story from this distinguished guest. As I work in the climate change, I don't think every one of us should be an expert to respond to the climate change and protect the environment, because it feels like we have to be fully aware and knowledgeable about this topic, but we don't actually have to do it. It just requires the roles from our respective positions and come up with measures to protect our planet. And I think all of you are here and all of you represent those examples. So the stories that we hear, and also she also shared her story that if we have to pay a lot for this environmental friendly action, then we cannot do it sustainably because we are actually supported by the local government, we can be sustainable in our actions. And it was such cherished or valuable experience so that I don't have to spend a lot of money to protect our environment. So that's why you were brave enough to share the story. And I would think everyone here would nod and understand that they can also apply this to their life. So once again, thank you for your insight, and I hope that this can contribute highly to people to take more actions. So again, thank you for sharing your story. And would you like to pick the next number? For the smooth process of the forum, I would like to pick number 4. So here goes number 4. Then we will complete the second bingo, which says include packaging the food with multi-use vessels or containers. Has anyone ever experienced on that? I would like to indicate a child at the back. I think Mr. with the striped shirt. For those who have shared your story, make sure that you get a gift when you go out. Greetings. My name is Jo Min-jun, a supporter from Korea Environmental Industry and Technology Institute. So, as a member of a supporter, we are a group of university students. So, my university recently held the Spring Festival and allowed strictly for multi-use vessels. So whenever we have to serve the food, the only available items were multi-use vessels. So I thought that was a very valuable experience for me. So again, it's a good story that we can practice zero waste in our day-to-day life, because universities always have spring festivals, and that's when they discharge a lot of waste. So the fact that we're seeing even the university students are practicing zero waste in their life, I think it will have a sustainable impact. And we can also have a festival that are completely eco-friendly. Due to time constraints, even though I would like to continue and share more story, but I have to stop here. So let us all give a big round of applause since we have completed 2 bingos already. So when I prepped for this forum, I was actually a little bit concerned because for this bingo, hearing the stories from the participants is the key. But it was quite the opposite. It turned out many people would like to share their thoughts. So once again, I would like to thank for your participation. And as we would like to mark this moment, I would like to take a group photo for a commemoration. So as we were not allowed to bring plastics in the venue, we have no banners, no announcements with the papers. So here I am sharing with you the QR code on the screen. So we have 3 QR codes. You can pick just one. They have different keywords, but you can pick whatever keyword that you want. and make sure that you show the screen through your cell phone. And maybe we can come up with a digital keywords, just like a banner. So maybe we can take a photo just here. You can just be seated at your seats. We don't have to come out to the front. Please use this QR code with your cell phone and show them to our photographer here on the front. For those who have difficulties scanning the QR code, maybe each and everyone can support. And even so, for those who have cell phones, make sure that you scan this QR code and deliver your message. And for those who have finished, please show us the cell phone to the front. Yes, we're seeing more and more people raising their cell phone. I think this kid in the middle of the seat maybe needs some help. Maybe show us on the horizontal angle so that we can see you all. I think, yes, we're seeing almost everyone has raised their phones high. I noticed some iPads too, which have big screens. It's more noticeable. So the photographer here wants our screen to be more zoomed in so that people can easily scan. Can we do that? It seems like everyone is prepared, so please do use your two hands so that we can look at your screen and notice the words and message. I think some people on the right hand here need some more time. We need to say something when we take photos, right? What kind of event are we in? We're celebrating the World Environment Day, and we want to have our society become completely zero plastic. So when I say plastic first, you can respond to me by saying zero, and then we'll take a photo together. So are you guys set? Plastic, zero. I think maybe we need to do it once again because it was a little silent. Plastic, zero. Thank you, everyone. Shall we take one more shot? For, we have joined by key officials, the Director General and the Acting President. So let us please take another photo so that we can recognize those two distinguished guests with us. All right, seems like everyone's ready. The banner made by two children there looks really beautiful. I want mountain and beach completely plastic free. That's the message they're holding. Please, everyone, look at the front. Plastic, zero. One more shot. Thank you for your cooperation. With that, we have more people waiting for us to share their story. Our second session will be about civil actions on plastic free.
So to end the plastic pollution, there are a lot of civic activities, civil society scientists and artists working across various fields. So we are going to share their ongoing efforts and discuss their visions for the future of our society. Now, first, we're going to from the overseas youth environment activist from Indonesia who has been raising her voice against the plastic pollution. Her name is Aeshnina Azzahra Aqilani, and in this forum, she's going to talk about a future without plastic, a promise we must keep. So she's joining us from overseas. Her talk will be delivered via live video. You can also listen to the simultaneous interpretation. Please set the channel number 3 so you can hear her voice, her translation. So please welcome her with a round of applause. We have her on the video. Please welcome her.
Nina, do you hear
Hello,
me?
thank you.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for the invitation. I am so grateful to be here, even though online. I really hope I can meet you guys, offline directly there because I cannot go because I still have to prepare for my applications for the university. So I have to stay here to do exams and tests. Yeah. Okay, so I will. Okay. I will share about my experience in Indonesia, learning and discovering about the plastic pollution near my country, near my environment. And yes, it's really affected my life, my childhood, my whole life. It's really affected by this plastic pollution. So, in Indonesia, the environmental pollution is widespread, affects our river, our beach, air, and land, and the major cause is because of the plastic waste. The fish in the river or in the sea even often die. Floods happen more frequently, and children suffer from respiratory disease because of the air pollution, especially kids that they live in the city. So yeah, actually I live in a city back then when I was like 2 years old. But because my sister, I think my family is really sensitive with the pollution, the air pollution. My sister got an illness called TBC, tuberculosis. So we have to move in the village near the river now. It's really green, it's really fresh. The trees everywhere. We live literally the middle in the forest. So it's healthier and safer. The air is also cleaner. And yes, back to the pollution. The plastic pollution also affects our drinking water source, which comes from the river, Berantas River, becomes unfit to drink. And so we forced to buy clean water from the supermarket. Yet as human being, we have the fundamental right, to drink and enjoy clean water from the nature, but we have to pay for it. Since I was a child, I love playing in the river, swimming in the river, talking to the insects, and applying river mud as a natural scrub body. Back then, when I was so young, I really enjoy my childhood in a natural environment, in clean rivers. However, as I grew older, the environment around me became more polluted, became more dirty, and I saw how the industries dump their wastewater to the river, how people throw their trash along the river banks, especially plastic, plastic trash, plastic waste, diapers. Mothers usually just, throw it to the river. And many of my neighborhoods still burn their plastic waste. It's also because of our government. They don't really, facilitate the waste segregation system. So yeah, they just let the people throw their waste to the river or just burn it. It's really confusing, but I'm very grateful that I have my supportive family, my parents, who taught me about proper plastic waste management. In our family, also we raised not to use single-use plastic. We use eco-enzyme also to wash everything, to wash our clothes, our dishes, ourselves also, and to continuously remind others through various ways, educating them, being the role models, and even holding a demonstration to the government and also the producers. And those actions often had an impact, sometimes to the government. They listen, friends, they join our action to reduce single-use plastic, but unfortunately it doesn't last long because it's not really consistent. Because talking about environmental issue, we have to change humans' behavior, humans' mindset, humans' lifestyle. And I know it's really hard, it's really difficult. It takes a lot of time, but it's possible. It's still possible. And yes, when I was in my middle school, I found out a new environmental problem, which is more dangerous. Even though my country already has many unresolved environmental problem, I discovered a even more dangerous issue, which is waste colonialism, the smuggling of plastic waste from the developed countries. So our paper factories, paper industry in Indonesia import paper waste, but the exporters often mixed our paper waste with their dirty plastic waste. It's usually came from United States, European nations, Australia, even Japan and South Korea. Also, we receive the plastic waste. Some of this plastic waste ends up in a river, being burned, and some is being sorted, the recyclable and the non-recyclable. The recyclable is like hard plastic bottles, and the non-recyclable is like sachet. The sachet or like plastic scraps, they're sold to the tofu factory as fuel for cooking the tofu. So can you just imagine like in the photo bottom right where the smoke is extremely black and smells toxic. It's really dangerous. This process releases dangerous toxins such as dioxin, CO2, furan, heavy metal, and more. These harmful substances contaminate the tofu that being produced to the air that breathed by the local residents, including children also, and also harming the factory worker's health. So seeing this injustice made me feel really disappointed. And yeah, of course, it's heartbroken because I cannot believe developed countries using my country as their plastic dumping ground. So I wrote letter to them, to the exporters, and send it to the top plastic waste exporters in Indonesia at that time, 2019, is United States. So this is the photo of me and my team for protesting, doing demonstration in front of the U.S. Consulate General in Surabaya in 2019. And again in 2022, we brought posters, pictures like this, big fishes as evidence. After I sent letter to the United States, I received a reply from them. They really appreciate our effort, especially since I was only 13 at that time, 13 years old. They also apologized and admitted that port inspection still need to be, tightened, strengthened. And the campaign went viral and caught by national government, my Indonesian government. They began to take action because of this plastic import issue. And the plastic waste from the US decreased by up to 50% in 2022. Yay! But sadly, this didn't last long. Once the issue stopped trending, not viral anymore, the urgency faded because sometimes no viral, no justice, right? From this campaign, many national and international media outlets covered my story. And in 2021, when I was still in my final year of middle school. I was invited to give a presentation in Amsterdam, Netherlands, about this issue, about imported plastic waste. It felt unbelievable. I had never been to a country so far away, and I was going to present a local problem from my country on an international stage. So it's really unbelievable for me. But this is also a proof that our voice as young people, as youth, are very, very powerful and can be heard. While in Netherlands, I joined the climate march. It was so amazing. Many people participated. It was very different from environmental demonstration in Indonesia. If we held one, where usually only 10 to 20 people that take the initiative to join. But in Amsterdam, maybe like thousand of people. It's so crowded. I also wrote letter to the Dutch minister at that time. I spoke with them, and yes, I saw that many plastics are being replaced by paper or wood-based materials there. And then after the Netherlands, I was invited to attend COP26 in Glasgow, UK, 2021. I met so many passionate young activists from around the world, from Colombia, from Germany, from Morocco. Yeah, I just met a lot of. I'm adding more friends. Yeah, which gave me even more motivation to keep doing this activism. Yeah, this is the the media publication from international media, international journalists. Last year, I was invited to Canada, Ottawa, to attend INC4, Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee, an UNEP meeting that brings together countries from all over the world to discuss about this plastic crisis. This was the further proof that plastic waste is a global issue, one that is urgent and must be addressed immediately. There, I met the Canadian Minister of Environment and was given the opportunity to deliver an intervention during the final session of the meeting in INC4. Then in November, I joined the next round of negotiation, INC5, in Busan, South Korea. I was really hoping to see snow at that time, but I stayed in Hongdae, which close to the beach, so sadly no snow. While in Busan, I realized how difficult, how complicated and slow global negotiations can be, because there will be, there will always be countries that refuse to let go of this plastic crisis. So this is the plastic life cycle. Plastic is made of oil, crude oil that extracted from the bottom of our sea, which of course it will release a lot of toxins, a lot of CO2 into the air, causing global warming. And yes, it's really harmful for the sea, for the animals. And then the plastic production, the oil will be mixed with a lot of dangerous things, dangerous stuffs, yeah, like BPA, phthalates, a lot of things to make the plastic hard, to make the plastic colorful, to make the plastic elastic. So, and then we will buy it, and then we will consume, and then dumping. People will burn it, or we send it to the recycling factory that's will, of course, still pollute our environment. Actually, who is responsible of this, plastic pollution issue? I think we have three people to be responsible. The number one, the first, the most important is the government, because they control us. They have the power to manage the people, to manage the society. They have to make a strong regulations to ban single-use plastic, to be mad to the industry that throw their wastewater to the river, they have the power for that. And then the second is producer. They have to obey the EPR, extended producer responsibility. And I really wish that they can redesign their packaging from plastic waste, single-use plastic like sachets, yeah, single-use plastic to more recyclable or to more, reusable alternatives like woods or stainless or glass. We really have to, go back to our old tradition because, yeah, as Asians, Indonesia and Korea also have like uh, same habit, same culture to use reusable containers like from woods, from cloth, from banana leaf. Maybe in my country we use banana leaf to package our food. So we really have to go back to that era, to that traditional era because it's healthier, happier, safer, and clean for the environment and for our health. And the last is the society. But the society usually, being blamed that we have to be responsible of our waste, but actually the government and the producers also have to tackle this issue. Microplastics can enter our bodies, accumulate, and cause serious harm. They can irritate our internal organs, lower IQ, and weaken the immune system, disrupt our hormone and fertility, and potentially can lead to cancer, diabetes, and obesity. So this microplastic threat is very real and dangerous. Microplastic won't accumulate in our nature in the soil. Microplastic will break down. Microplastic will break down into tiny pieces. Same size with plankton, only 5 millimeter. So it's really tiny. We cannot see it with our eyes like this. We have to see it under the microscope. And the danger is very big, yeah, even though it's really tiny, it's really serious. So microplastic have two kinds, secondary and primary. The secondary is because of the degradation from the nature, like if we throw plastic bottle as example to the river, it will the sun, it will burn by the sun, break down, and then the wind, the water, it will break down the microplastics. But the primary is the one that the industry meant, like they really want to make microplastics, and it's usually in our body scrubs, in our personal products, in our skincare, our toothpaste. So I have this, we can download this, the application app, an app, BGMB, Beat the Microbits, so we can scan the ingredients in our skincare, in our products, and then they will scan it. If we got red signs, it's obviously contains microplastic, but if it's yellow, it's maybe contain microplastic, and if it's green, it's safe. So you guys can download this. It's available on App Store and Play Store. So this is the zero waste hierarchy. The first step we need to do is rethink for the consumers, for the society, and then redesign for the producers. And then the second is reduce and then reuse. So actually recycling is not really the top priority because we have to reduce first what we can stop. We can stop the plastic waste to pollute the environment, so we can reduce and then change it. We have the alternative, the more reusable and sustainable one. So the first thing we have to do is to reduce and then reuse, not to recycle. And what we can do as a youth, I have this strategy. Actually, maybe we can add more steps, but the first one is literacy. We have to read a lot. We have to go out from our house, from our room, and then we examine what's happening in our environment, what's happening with our air, our river, our trees, our forests. It's literacy. And yeah, actually, joining this kind of event is also part of literacy. And then the second is initiation, being initiative. After we know, we will think, and then we will feel. We will feel something that if we keep, letting the pollution, it will get worse in the future, and we will be the one that affected because of this plastic pollution, right? The youth, the young generation. And then participation or action, we started to take actions like the speakers before me doing beach cleanups or educate others. It's actually part of participation also. Then collaboration, we can ask the school, we can ask help to our school, our family, our government. So, but the thing we can do personally, we can reduce single-use plastic. We can ban the big six. The first one is plastic bag. We have to swap. We have to change it to tote bag. Then plastic bottle, we change to tumbler. Plastic straw, we change to bamboo or stainless steel, or don't use straw because it's not our culture also, right? We can just drink it directly from the glass. And then styrofoam, we change to lunchbox or reusable containers. And then sachet, we have to buy in the refill store. And then diaper, we can change it to the cloth. This is the refill store in near me, the left one, the right one, not the left one. The left one is maybe in Netherlands, I think in Amsterdam. It's really, it's really complicated. Yeah, they have a lot of types, and it's really good. We have to go back to our traditional culture where we still have to bring our own container to buy food, or maybe to buy detergent, to buy soap. We have to be like this. This is the waste segregation in my house. So I have the plastic waste bin and the organic waste bin, the big blue one, because the organic waste will be dumped to the composter, or the fruit waste, the fruit skin, we will make it as an eco enzyme, and we can use it for our face wash, body wash, detergent, for everything we can use eco enzyme, so we don't need to buy anymore. And this is the organic waste in my country, because we have like 70% the composition of organic waste Indonesian people. So we really can, if we really can manage the organic waste, we will help the government, we will help the nature also not to pollute the organic waste. So the plastic waste must be reduced and the organic waste must be managed by ourselves. Thank you so much for listening. As youth, please remember that we have the rights to live in a clean environment. We have to live in a safe future later. We have to enjoy playing in the clean river, breathe fresh air without microplastic, drink clean air, clean water. So it's really important for us. We have to fight for ourselves, for our future, for our health. So please start from yourself and be consistent, keep doing, and educate others. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram or email me. Nina Reduce Plastic. Thank you. 감사합니다.
So we heard from Nina from Indonesia, who seems very smart and also very aware, or significantly aware, of the issue of environment and traveling the world and get the message across. So at the same time, it was a little bit of sad that she had to go out and be responsible to talk about what's going on in her country. So that was a good insight from Nina. From now on, we will also invite another guest, HeeTaek, CEO and environmental educator from Zero Waste. Yes. Mr. Jeon will talk about, is it really possible to live without plastic? Please give him a big round of applause. Greetings, everyone. I'm from Daegu. So let us all relax. So I'd like to break the ice first. I am very shy and timid and reserved. The fact that I come out in the stage and stand before a lot of people. So I'd like to share how I was able to do that, or what made me to do that. So at the topper, regarding the question whether we can live without any waste, I would like to say yes, which is the name of my shop that I own. I don't know whether I can promote my shop here, but whenever I lecture in Daegu, a lot of people wave their hands. And I also wave them back because I want to greet them too. But when I ask them why did you wave their hands, their answer is because they want my lecture to be as short as possible. But, I don't know whether I can finish within 8 minutes, but I'll do my part. What was the driver or motivation? Everything starts from the outbreak of COVID pandemic. We all stayed at home. We had to lock down, and we wondered why we get a lot of waste at home. So that was the motivation for me to get more attention to this. We had to stay at home during the COVID period. We had to do it. It was something that we were forced to do it. But at the same time, we have to purchase food and items. And that's why we were drawn to delivery services and home deliveries. And things have drastically changed our life. And as a result of the number of increased deliveries, we get more waste at home. So in my family, I thought we don't have a lot of waste, or we don't produce a lot of waste. But one thing I realized during the COVID season was that we do produce or release a lot of waste. So one day I talked to my wife by collecting a weekly waste for recycling. As a guy myself, we don't want to do the things twice. So we put every waste together so that we can finish it within once of a time. But it wasn't enough. I had to use the cart to bring the weekly waste. And it got me thinking. We are a family of 3, but we get as much as this waste. So I was surprised. And then I respectfully asked or requested my wife to cut the waste. But my answer from my wife was completely opposite. She thought maybe I didn't want her to use more money or something. So from that point on, my wife also has been committed to reducing the amount of waste. So to cut or reduce the waste, we looked into a lot of measures, and one thing we came across was to journal, to keep a record of plastic journaling and post them on my own blog. And we did it for approximately 220 days. And it made us to realize how much of a waste and what kinds of waste we release or discharge. And on the right hand, it says day 168. We stopped there because it is no longer a daily activity for us, and rather we should start something big. And at the same time, what we did and what we took as an action was to record the weekly release and what will be the method to minimize the waste. Here on the photo, you will see the amount of waste on this week 2. I didn't realize that we get as much as this because I always have taken for granted. And then we started to reduce the waste discharge, and you can see on the right photo, the recycling bin seems a bit emptier. And on the right hand, it got even emptier, and 5 liters of the recycling bag here was enough to accommodate a monthly waste for us. We get a lot of coated styrofoams when we raise kids because a lot of kids' products do have them. I'm a vegetarian myself, but I don't force my kid to follow suit. But I've always been curious how we can cut the styrofoam. So because we're in COVID and I was able to spend a lot of time with kids, but so I persuaded him to follow suit. And I brought my kid to the market and asked one of the shop owners in the market, maybe you can put your stuff on my personal bottle. But the reaction from him was good. He exactly did what I wanted to do. He didn't use the packaging material and responded to my request. If you use the materials by cutting off the package, it's useless, right? So, these were the efforts that we wanted to practice zero waste life in our day-to-day life. First of all, what we did to get more about this or get more information about was through education or reading books. And I got to realize that there were already a lot of movies and documentaries out there that talks about this issue. And it's specifically here, as for Seaspiracy, I watched this with my wife, but my wife shed some tears because we both realized that we're doing such harms to our children. And then we decided to record every single activity or actions that we took through our blog. That was first time that we were exposed to blogging. I think my daughter was approximately 4 years old when we started blogging, and she also joined us as well. And we once realized that this is something that we need to spread the word to other people so that they can join as well. And that's how we decided to start our own business of zero waste shop so that our next generations can leave a society that is completely zero waste. And we organized a volunteering group and started blogging in Daegu area. But I felt like it wasn't enough for us and wondered how we can maybe gather or rally more people. So we created a cooperative union called 세바퀴, the 3-round, but we went more and I decided to become an environmental educator and engaged in other activities too. Here I'm sharing the photo of my zero waste shop. Maybe if I was given 3 hours, that will be never enough to talk about why I started my business. The banner here is very big. We used the waste from other neighbors to create this banner. And it definitely demonstrates that actions do matter when it comes to zero waste. And also, it's the actions from our volunteering group, and as an environmental educator, I have shared my thoughts and insights nationwide. Some might doubt, why do I this much? And one thing I realized is that we don't know about the environment, but we pretend that we don't know it. So as a parent and a father myself, I decided to join and spread the message to the people across the board. And I decided to become an environmental educator. I used to sell plastics. I am a car major, and I also sold plastics. And my wife was a math teacher. They even didn't know anything about the environment, but why did we jump into this industry? Because we wanted to protect our the only daughter. So that's why we took this seriously, and that's what made me to stand up before you and spread this message to you. So my message is simple and clear. We cannot live without the waste, but I think it's completely possible for us to be waste-free or reduce more. So if we do that, we can completely combat the climate change and other issues too. My shop is called Yes, and one request I would like to give to you is, please say yes. So is it possible for us to become completely waste-free? Yes, that's what I want. Yes, you guys, yes, that was correct. Please give him a gift too. Yes, we can. We can be completely waste-free. That's all from me. Thank you.
It was very short but very much impactful messages, and also he planted certain the confidence to all of you. Now we are going to turn to the campaign that called for the K-pop fans to not to use plastic. So through there are a lot of plastic waste coming from the entertainment company for promotion. So the topic is that they enjoying fandom without worrying about plastic. Please welcome her with a round of applause. Hello, I'm Kim Nayeon. I'm a K-pop pop plan campaigner. So K-pop for Plan is the platform with the K-pop fans around the world and to promote the environmental protection. So we are doing the various campaigns around the world. So K-pop and the climate action, the two are not very much matching and harmonious. But let me give you the background why we set up this. So K-pop for Planet. Before we created this, there are a lot of people, K-pop, the fans who do act against the social issues for the democracy this time in Korea. Many people they took to the street with the cheering the poll. So, and also when there is a wildfire in Gyeongbuk area, that also the one of the consequences of the climate change. So many K-pop fans also made a donation to help the people and victims of the wildfire. So with the fans, Korean K-pop fans, maybe we can create a big help to fight against climate change, and they will play a critical role. So that's why we set up this K-pop for Planet. So for the past 4 years since the establishment, we are able to make a successful campaigns in a small and big ways. And among these the campaigns, I would like to introduce two campaigns. First one is the Melon Decarbonize. So this one, when artist comes back, the K-pop fans stream 24/7, and also in order to have a sustainable the fandom activities, we use Melon. It's #1 streaming company in Korea. So for the data center, they do the streaming. We ask them to use the renewable energy. Surprisingly, by 2030, this company Melon is going to move their data center to the data center where they can use the renewable energy. And also, sustainability, we do the campaign. So Hyundai Motors are campaigning their sustainability by using the K-pop star BTS. So I believe that this sounds like a little bit greenwashing because they are using this engine in the car to emit the environmental pollution. So that's why we received the plots from the Hyundai Motors. They will not pollute the environment. So this is a good result that we do. We start small, but we are going to spread Korea, Indonesia, and also Netherlands campaigners, and also 88,000 campaigners are working together with us. And our major campaigns is normally focusing on the plastic album. So this is a chronic issue that we have in K-pop. So K-pop entertainment companies, they are also inducing the fans to purchase many copies of the album. So they are also they're using the photo cards. So this is very precious for people. So before you eat, you also took photo of this. So they put that they appointed 33.82 and random photo cards. So people purchase albums a lot. And also the worst part of the album market is a fan sign application system where fans must buy dozens, even hundreds of albums just for chance to meet their idols. And also the people are frustrated with the excessive album versions. And what happens after this purchase? These albums are unopened albums, often end up in the trash piles. This photo is not in Korea. This is Shibuya in Japan. So their cover and the CD are all made of the plastics. So perfectly, new albums runs away just for the photo card and the fan event ticket. So for these albums, we 500 grams of the plastic waste are needed for one album. So last year, the popular female idol, when they released the album, the sales volume, with that, there's a calculation of the carbon emission. So for the first week, the album volumes, so one airplane, 74 rounds of this flight of the Earth, the carbons were emission. So I believe that this issue should be resolved with that since 2021. Since 2021, we called the campaign, "This is a no K-pop on the dead planet." So this is a very important campaign that we create a wake-up call from fans to the industry. So we also send a message to the entertainment company that they need to do something and not to cheer for their idols, but to call for accountability. So we received the 3,000 pieces of copies of the album as a donation that created a big, headline. So there are 4 major entertainment companies. They all issued the ESG report, and also they also made a public sustainability pledges, and their efforts studied at that time. Despite that, these are the albums they created for eco-friendly efforts. It created the more versions of albums, and also the photo card beside this album are also issued. So that also the side effects of these activities. So we really want to fundamentally resolve these marketing issues, harmful marketing issues. With that, we also we launched the campaign called Dark Side of the Plastic Albums. So we received the request from the more than 10,000 fans, and also we took to the street and in front of this entertainment company, and also we had a discussion in the national parliament. So in the national audit, also lawmakers asked questions to the entertainment companies and their management. So in fact, plastic waste from the albums are a little bit minuscule compared to the waste from the other industry. However, we are all listening to the music through streaming, not the CD. But those which are not used at all, no longer, we created a plastic CDs, and then it is increasing. It is a clear and issue. And also K-pop has been spreading across the world. It's very much influencing. So in consideration of this the cultural influence, this K-pop company should stop this kind of wasteful and harmful marketing, and then they need to do something to reduce emissions. As a company, have a social responsibility. So, and also fans who love idols, they are in the teenagers and the 20s. They are likely to get a most impact in the future generation due to this climate change. But there are some people who said that then you are the ones who stop using the plastic. But yes, individual K-pop fans, their efforts really matters. But the fundamental, the resolve solution comes from the industry. Should come from industry, I believe. So that's why I really want to make this presentation. Our individual personal efforts not to use plastic and also reduce plastic waste, it matters and important. But our K-pop fans, we need to gather together and then make an effort. So all of you, as a government, industry, and also civil society, they are doing together to make a pact and then compact to stop using plastic waste. So all should join this kind of solidarity and efforts. And K-pop fans as well, maybe we can share how to stop plastic waste, and also we can join the activities or campaigns and then add your voice. And also individual effort, personal effort really matters, but in order to change industrial landscape, we need to raise our voice, and we do campaign for that effort with all the K-pop fans around the world. Lastly, I would like to say certain catchy phrase for our campaign together. When I say 1, 2, 3, please call out our campaign in this slide. No K-pop on the dead planet. Thank you.
So thank you, Nayeon, for your insight. So again, we're reiterating we can do what we have to do in our life. The fact that they were able to create such amazing campaign tied to K-pop makes me feel so proud, and I think it's completely eco-friendly, and I hope that they become sustainable and eco-friendly going forward. Next up, I would like to invite the director of Diphda Jeju, Subin Byeon, who collect the waste on the Sea of Jeju and practice an environmental actions on the sea. So please give her a big round of applause. She's gonna present about See You Tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's very nice to meet you all. My name is Subin. I am the CEO of Diphda Jeju. Our slogan is See You Tomorrow. See you and tomorrow. It's the combination of 3 words, and that's our hope as well. As for the name of our Diphda, it means the shiniest star in the white whale constellation. So it actually does sound a little difficult, or it's a little mouthful. So many people do not pronounce this well. But what Diphda means is because we were a group of people who like to do marine sports in Jeju Island. But every time we go out to the sea, we saw how much of waste we have on the seashore and inside the sea as well. We neglected it, of course, in the first place, but as time passed by, we found them very uncomfortable, and that led us to take action. So that was the story from 8 years ago, and ever since we have been very active. So we are based in Jeju Island, so we want to maybe rally more people here in this island. So 봉그다 is a Jeju dialect, which means picking up. So it's the combination of 봉그다 and plugging. So when I first started out, the marine waste issue, I thought this issue was all about Jeju Island, and this waste comes from the tourists or the residents here in the island, but I realized that I was completely wrong. But as I got to collect and pick up more waste, what I encountered the most was actually the waste from overseas. So that got me thinking that I have to make sure that we have more perspective to consider this issue, because these wastes come from overseas. As you can see, we get a lot of waste here in the island. But before I actually started my own business about 16 years ago, I think on my fifth or sixth year, I didn't realize that Jeju Island gets as this much waste on this land, but I encountered these heaps of waste. We thought the island is clean, but it's actually the opposite. It's full of waste. The photo here comes from Tagi Island. So earlier this year, we've engaged in the project to collect the waste from this specific area. We believe that there will be around 1 million tons of waste full of this neighborhood. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll be unwavering in our effort to continue to collect the waste and inform the people of this issue. So as we embark on our project, most of the marine waste is actually plastic. That's one thing we realized. And we use plastics a lot in our life, and that's why the marine plastics are mostly plastic. So all the items or products you get come from plastic, and our household waste also as well, like single-use PET bottles and knives, kitchen knife or refrigerators, shoes, kids' shoes, all of them. And at the same time, some medical discharge too. So all I just listed out are completely made out of plastic. And to completely dispose of them, we get more problems because marine waste comes with salt, which makes it difficult to be disposed of. So as we collect the marine waste, we realize that we have to actually get it back to the land or pile it at a specific location. So it's the repeat of the same situation. Starting from 2 years ago, we decided to collect PET bottles aside because out of all the plastic waste we get on the sea, we wanted to actually monitor and analyze how much of PET bottles we get on the sea. So this was the very day that we kicked off this project to collect the PET bottles. We spent about an hour and a half, joined by people from Busan, to collect the bottles up to 2,700. So 2,700 bottles within 1 hour and 30 minutes demonstrate the fact that we use a lot of multi-use and plastic vessels and bottles in our life. And since then, we have been continuously collecting millions, tens of thousands of bottles every year. As for marine waste, it's not to be strictly speaking, it's a problem not just in the Jeju Island, but for every region. So from plastic production to processing, there is a global convention on plastic management. It's actually an ongoing convention. The most recent one was held in Busan last year, and what drove this convention was all about the marine waste, because the majority of the marine waste is made out of plastic, but it's not just a problem of a single nation because sea is connected. That's why this problem is connected to each and everyone, and it affects everyone too. The photo here shows the Pacific area. There is an island called Tipi in that place, which refer to Great Pacific Garbage Path. So this island is actually full of marine waste, and it is about the 5 times the size of our peninsula. But the thing is, we have total of 13 of these kind of islands. There's even one between Korea and China Sea too. What's inside the sea is completely similar. This is the video I took from Yongsuri Beach to demonstrate how much and how even more waste we get inside the sea. Actually, 90% of the marine waste is submerged completely. So disposing of these waste inside the sea will be even much harder. So that's why we need to be fully aware of this issue. So every time we try to go inside the sea and take videos, and also we try to select green divers who have never did the diving before, but doing diving and collecting the waste as well. And we also worked with female divers too, who are professional divers. We joined hands with them to collect waste inside the sea. So as for if we question ourselves, what will happen to plastic? My answer would be that we need to reduce plastic from the production stage. That should be the starting point. And that's because I collect waste. Because I see we get waste every time, and we see them coming every time as well. So collecting or picking up the waste will be the very last stage, because where we should start is to reduce producing the waste. Of course, we have to consider the budget and time, but we can do it from the production stage. So as it relates to the marine waste, it gets even harder to pick up and collect. The fine plastic was brought up by Nina, the first presenter, but as more waste gets smaller and brighter, it makes it harder to pick up them. And now they are actually replacing our nature even. This is the plastic rock. They might look like rocks, but they are completely made out of plastic. So if we don't recognize or fully aware or alert to this issue, they will completely replace our beautiful nature. So I think the key here would be to raise our voice, which is something that I heard a lot from our attendees here, and that made me feel like we are on board together. So I think raising our voice is the key. And as for raising the voice, that should start from election and voting for the election. And there are multiple ways to do it as well. We can maybe complain against the companies, or even we can, as one environmental educator said, Mr. Jeon said, we can also record the discharge of waste we get at home. So we need each and every one to join on board to completely change the system or fundamental systems. So please join on board with me. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So there is the things that we need to do as an individual, but we muster our efforts and wisdom, it will be better. So you will do what you can do in your position and also join the forces. So now we are going to turn to the director of the Badasseugi, writer Kim Jihwan. He's going to talk about the plastic. Imagining a zero plastic future through art. We're supposed to end 12, but you can see that there is a little bit of delay. So it was supposed we are going to have a Q&A session after this lecture. So 10-minute Q&A session. Would it be okay? Yes. Let's turn to the director Kim Jihwan. It's nice to meet you. So I am also imagining the story by using the topic of the ocean waste and also the plastic waste. So new plastic waste from the ocean, you can see that is called the phytoplastic. So I was thinking about how I can promote this. So I use this for the artistic activity. You can see the artwork outside. So I will make it short but stronger message. So you already watched this drama, When Life Gives You a Tangerine. It's a Netflix drama. This drama maintains beautiful nature. So I also came to Jeju in 2013, living for this beautiful Jeju. So 4 family members with my son, and now it's 5 members in my family. So unfortunately, I imagine it was quite unlike my imagination, because you can see there are a lot of garbage dump. So in 2016, the number of tourists exceeded 10 million annually, surpassing even Hawaii, which is 9 times larger than Jeju Island. So Jeju population is 700,000 people, and then with a lot of people, more cars and more garbage, and more tourists. So there is side effects, as you can see. Gentrification happened, so the migrants just pushed out these residents, locals. So every tourist destination, so garbages are coming out. And another social issue is that the landfill is not enough, but too many vehicles. 10 million vehicles are running around in Jeju Island, as I understand. And so this will cause the concern. I've been a journalist for about 8 years, and I quit journalist job in Jeju Island. Also, the reality in life in Jeju Island is quite different, so I quit my job. And when I was at college, I painted because I wanted to become an artist and painter. So I revived my the experiences in college, and I started to teach primary students in the after school art classes. Somebody asked me whether I am an artist or not, so I told him that I'm not an artist. So he asked back, "You are teaching painting. Why you are not an artist?" So I started to wonder again, what was my dream? So I decided to start creating again and look at this garbage and trash in the ocean. It seems like marine debris is like a certain source of the imagination for my artwork. So yes, that happened when I was college. I looked at something neighborhood and then reimagining and turn it into the artwork. This is my artwork with the discarded materials. So you can see the beach was filled with the colorful and trash, diverse trash. So you can see that I made the artwork one by one. So you can see there's something from ocean. I created this in artwork. So this is something pushed from the wavy from the ocean. So first I show this one in the street. Just showing this artwork is something meaningful to me. But naturally, it has been getting popular. And then I also appeared in the broadcasting program. And also, I hosted the exhibition. And this was also headline in the media. And the kindergarten director called me, and then she asked me to open the class. This is the first in environmental education that I started in the kindergarten. So this class, every children or the age range people can join this class. You can see there was some marine debris and plastics all can be used in this class. And one of the most important things is that it doesn't matter any garbage, but the important thing is that our imagination. Because once that we are all born great artists from baby, but as we age, we gradually forget that fact. I thought that perhaps the debris and the garbage is something, the source of the imagination for me. So I appeared in the programs in the broadcasting company, and also environment activists, they contact me. This is something that I host the exhibition in Japan, and when Japanese journalists and a newspaper called me. So this has been getting a little bit popular. First time I realized that what I do, my activities, is very much close to the environment activists and the protection. And just I was immersed in the happiness that the marine debris brought. But this marine debris has something to do with the climate change, and also it has something to do with the carbon emission. So I get to know the fact about this in the environmental issue. The marine debris that I came across for the first time is that the small stone. These small stone fragments is so light. I don't know what it is. So, but it is floating on the water. They looked like a stone, but were strangely light. I didn't know their name or composition. You can see that they are on the rock and the coast. So here, this is near my neighborhood in the beach. As you can see, they are all the marine debris. You can see the net. So I frequently ran over this kind of the marine debris. They are not naturally generated. Rather, they artificially created through the burning and incineration. So in this generation, this kind of plastic is kind of melting away, and also toxin increase more than 100 times. So it sticks to the stone and it is not likely to detach. So when I run the class, I also do the work that detaching this plastic from the stone. So sometimes I found something like the older one. So this kind of plastic will become a microplastic, more toxic. At the end of the day, it will be on our table. So phytoplastic was first introduced in British media, and it is very similar to the Jeju Islands stone. So it was first known in 2019, and media outlet was announced in 2019, and the paper article released in 2021. So as you can see, so when this research is issued, they investigated plastic in other areas, other regions. The source of this plastic is the plastic items, mostly packaging and PET bottles. Those are the raw materials for this phytoplastic. So when they analyze the components, they are also exceed the standards, the baseline of the EU. So they are over the baseline for the pollution. So phytoplastic found in the UK is a grubby shape, while phytoplastic in Jeju Island is basalt shaped, which seems to be influenced by the regional environment. So it is not coming from the volcanic activities from Jeju Island. So this marine debris is pushed on the ocean and then incinerated, and they also stick to the stone. And there is a plastic membrane or plastic agglomerate, and also it looks like a stone, a fragment that's called the phytoplastic. So plastic stone where plastic melts and adheres to rocks, plastic agglomerate, which it combines with other natural materials like rocks and shells, and phytoplastic, which takes on a round shape similar to pebbles during erosion. So you can see that this is too large, so sometimes it is incinerated on site, but it is more harmful to the ocean environment. So phytoplastic is generated. Maybe certain studies said that it has been more than 70 years old. And I look at the paper, there are only 5 or 6 papers and articles available, not one single one in Korea. So worldwide, phytoplastics are found everywhere in the world. It looks like a stone, so it's difficult to tell whether it is a plastic or just stone. The important thing is that then there's something that I need to have to promote what phytoplastic is, and I also use this for the class. But there are a limited number of people who can attend this class, so I started thinking how I can promote this to as many people as possible. So I think that I put this in my artistic activities. So I hosted more than 10 times of the exhibition with the theme of the phytoplastic. And also, I use this occasion to let people know about the issue, phytoplastic. Outside, there is an exhibition of my artwork using the phytoplastic, so please enjoy the exhibition. My wish is that the environment issue cannot be solved by myself alone. We need a solidarity, and also we need to have a kind of professional research and study for the phytoplastic by taking some time. So we need to let people know, especially for children, with a specific, topic. So I am preparing to issue the picture book featuring the paroplastic. This is not just a issue for Korea, it's for the issue around the world. So I think this book will be read in various countries through translation so that people can know. So in order to promote this environment issue sustainably, I start to dream about establishing a small environmental art school in Jeju Island where I live. So maybe environmental art school can start in the Jeju Island. Maybe it can also nurture the environmental leaders who can work across the world. I dream about it. So I also joined this kind of international symposium and events. I also joined the Alex at Singapore conference to make a presentation. Communicating with the overseas activists is not an easy one. Not a difficult one because we already opened this kind of communication channels through the COVID-19. So I really want to renew our resolve and efforts. My plan is to make a good solidarity with the international communities. I really want to create an environment where my children can live in a better and safer environment. Hope that you can join us. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. It was from Mr. Jeon, who is actively engaged in delivering a message to the society. Now we'd like to organize our venue here and have a short Q&A session with our presenters. So while we organize, I would like to kindly ask for our presenters to come to the stage. As this is a lunch hour, we'll be very quick. We'll spend about 10 minutes for Q&A session. So I'd like to ask our presenters to come to the stage. So as we sit down here, it makes me feel like I do want to have an in-depth discussion, but I'll be very quick and brief. For those who have any questions or comments, maybe you can raise your hand so that one of our staffers can bring you with a microphone. Due to time constraints, we will get 2 questions, and also would like to listen some observations or thoughts from the presenters. So I'd like to hear from a person with a black shirt and a kid too. I think one child would like to raise a question. Yes, please. So when we go out to a mart, we use vinyl or plastic bags when we purchase fruits and other products. So are there any replaceable or items that can replace the plastic bags? That was the first question. And we'll get another question and then hear the answer. My question is very simple and straight. So I actually searched all the other presenters' SNS accounts. So I wanted to ask whether our presenters do have their own Instagram accounts. Okay, thank you for questions. So as for question number 1 from a child regarding the plastic bag, would there be other packaging materials that can replace the plastic bags? Who would like to respond to this? Maybe our environmental educator here? Yes, I would like to respond. It's not easy. It's not that difficult. Maybe the simple answer would be do not go to the mart or supermarket because everything there is completely packaged. And even when you go to the traditional mart, many people recognize that if the items are not packaged, they don't want to get it or because they think it's not fresh at all. So find a place maybe in the market that don't use the packaged materials. It will be better if we can find a replacement, but the honest answer is that it's not easy. So what we can do as a citizen is maybe we can purchase the local food that have very low transportation in their supply chain. So I think maybe going out to the traditional markets instead of the mart will be the right answer for the question from the kid. Okay, and this is something that one of our officials from the public sector can also heed to come up with the strategy from the government side too. Because again, many people think if the items are not or food are not packaged, we believe that it's completely not fresh at all. So what we need firsthand would be to change the perception of our consumers to believe and trust in the food that are not packaged. And as for the second question, Instagram account. As for K-pop for platform, our account is in English, KPOP, number 4, and Planet. So if you search on this account, you can find our platform on Instagram. So, as we work with many international fans, every posts on Instagram will be completely in English. So please search us on English on Instagram. So I gave her a chance to publicly promote her campaign and platform. We don't have enough time, but I'd like to listen to the thoughts and observations from each and every presenter on the stage because we heard a lot from here on the attendees. And how was it today? So our net zero goal is to attain carbon neutrality until 2050. That requires actions from our teenagers. But today's event made me feel like we are completely hopeful to attain our goal of carbon neutrality. So one thing I want to reiterate here again to extend my lecture is that whenever I come to this forum and engagement with many people, it feels like I'm not enough. I was not enough, but I feel like we have more people on board. So it makes me feel motivated and inspired. People maybe take less seriously about the environment, but when we actually look closer into it, we do daily activity in terms of eco-friendly or something that can be environmental friendly too. So maybe deep dive into your actions, your daily actions, how we can protect our environment, and also to completely change the mechanics or systems of this issue. I think your roles at your respective position will matter. Thank you. First of all, I would like to note that there are so many people who are interested in this issue and that they take action. So I learned a lot from you guys too. And as K-pop fans, as a K-pop fan myself, and as many of our campaigners are in the K-pop industry, and the fact that I was able to share our action was also such a privilege and honor for me too. And to expand further on what I said in my presentation, we need to think about ways to less use plastic and what actions that we can take. And if we continue to do that, I believe that we can completely attain or seal a plastic convention, and the day of putting an end to plastic will be available and will approach soon. So it was such a meaningful occasion for me. So it's good to hear from you, and the fact that you had a trust and a belief that we can do together makes me feel so happy too. As for me, I came from Daegu again. I didn't have actually high hopes and expectations for Forum, but what I observed here is that I don't feel like I'm alone at all, because as an environmental educator myself and a person that owns Zero Plastic Shop, I wanted to just do away with my job or my business because I feel like I'm the only one. but I was wrong. Someone sent me a letter that I'm on board with you too. That shed me into tears. And again, today's event made me realize that I have people around me who are sharing the same thought and who want to join on board with me. So I'll be very, to simply speaking, I have made 3 zero waste shops. So I plan to expand the number of zero waste shops to 100 so that it can reach out to more people. And recently I read an article that says some 73 trillion won will be actually inherited to the people in their 20s and 30s. But I want to ask them back, what do we lost actually in between? Because money cannot buy everything. And what I want to say is that this is it. This is something that money cannot buy. So again, I want to thank everyone for your participation. Maybe I would like to share my contact with you before you leave. That's all for me. Thank you. So I would like to support zero waste shop so that it can expand it to 100 stores soon. But that brings to an end of our forum today. I want to discuss more, but due to time constraints, we had to finish here. But our environmental director has been with us up until now, so I'd like to ask his thought too. I don't want to delay this forum, but please allow me to use 3 more minutes, if that's okay. I was completely moved because when it comes to the environment and plastic, we feel like this is something that we need to suppress ourselves and cut back on. But after hearing stories for K-pop, for Planet and Diphda, Jeju, I realized that we can actually minimize the use of plastic while having some fun element into our life. So that was one observation from my side. And as for plastic, there are some tiers. The top tier would be to not use, completely minimize the usage. And then second tier would be a little bit more difficult and much more critical, would be being regarding the materials of what materials that we use when we produce the plastic. We think about biodegradable plastic that will be better than the general plastic, and maybe plastic bags will be, paper bags will be better than the plastic bags. But we need to think deeper. When we actually collect the plastic, we separate them manually. For those plastics that are very small, even smaller than our hands, we cannot actually do it manually. So we actually send them to be burned. But as for biodegradable plastics, I think this will be when they are mixed with general plastic. We have to recycle them. And as for paper packs, in terms of Tetra packs, there is an aluminum and 3 layers of plastic, 2 layers of plastic actually, and then very last layer will be the plastic, which will be very difficult to be recycled. So I think the transparent PET will be better option. So when we have to decide, I think we need to be wise enough to make the right choice. And this is something that we need to work with the civil society and civil community. And as we have shared together, as for how we can reduce the usage of plastic, we heard a lot of measures from many people. So we would like to apply your thoughts and comments into our policy. And again, I would like to deeply appreciate your moving presentation and comments. Thank you, Mr. General, and also attendees for your participation for long hours. That brings to a close of our forum. What drove us to here was the World Environment Day. As we celebrate this very day, we wanted to use this forum as a critical juncture to think about what actions that we take as for reducing the plastic. And after 2 hours of forum, I became more hopeful so that we can maybe do something. We can be one step closer to our goal. So I hope that your comments and thoughts today will be an opportunity to actually put an end to the use of plastic. So thank you everyone for your cooperation. That brings to a close of our forum. Thank you.